Hello, my name is Alan Landers. I'm the Extrusion Engineering Manager for Conair, and this year we've introduced 3 new products. The first product is this extrusion control blender. The newest feature about this blender is the control algorithm on how it doses the material in. The extrusion customers are a little more demanding in the precision of the ingredients that are dosed in, so we have a new control algorithm in this particular blender to dose each ingredient to the perfect amount of their target set point, and then mix after that. The next option for this type of system is the extrusion control weight hopper, which measures the mass flow rate of the material going into the process. We use that measurement to control the speed of the extruder screw so that we maintain a constant pounds per hour output. The next option to add to this type of system is the haul-off control, where we can install just an encoder wheel onto the product or onto the puller device itself, where we measure the line speed of the system. With the measurement of the line speed and the measurement of the mass flow of the material going into the process, the system controls the weight per length of the product. So the user has one touchpad to control not only the blending of the product as well as the weight per length of the product. So we're hopeful that this new product is something that satisfies the need for the customers, and we look forward to supporting it in the future. Another new product introduced this year for the extrusion industry is specific to the film industry, blown film and cast film. In those processes, there's edge trim that comes off the line and needs to be processed and put back into the system. So in this particular case, we have an example of a line that would produce 2 edge trims, and they're introduced into this induction point. High velocity air is pulled to maintain tension on the trims, and they're pulled into the pipe here. And from there, they're conveyed to this Venturi system, which is actually doing the work to pull the trims off the line. So this is a new product this year as well. These are designed with the specific line speed that the user would demand, anywhere from 100 feet per minute all the way up to 2,800 feet per minute, and we size the fan to perform at those rates. Once the fan pulls the trim off of the system, it's then conveyed into the grinder and is pushed into the relief head, and you can see the trim exits the pipe up at the top. At this point, the trim is blown into this relief head right here. The air is eliminated and the trim falls into the cutting chamber of the grinder. From there, the grinder fan pulls the material out after it's been reduced in size to a particle size that we refer into the industry as fluff. And the material is pulled out of the grinder and then blown back into the system here in a cyclone. And then the air is separated from the material. The air goes out the top of the cyclone and the material comes down into the fluff chamber of the scrap saver system. The scrap saver has a vertical auger in it that pushes the fluff back into the extrusion process. On this side, the customer would introduce virgin material, which may be a single component or it may be a blend, and the virgin travels down this arm and is mixed with the fluff that comes down the auger, and the whole trim is recaptured into the extrusion process. So it's a closed loop system. It's an inexpensive solution to capture the trim of the system, and we look forward to supplying these to the industry in the future. Our next product in a series of 3 products new to the extrusion industry, introduced at MPE by Conair, is a loss and weight system for extrusion control. These systems are excellent at controlling the weight per length of a product on any type of product. It could be cast film, blown film, wire and cable, pipe, tubing, any type of profile where the weight per length is important to the customer. And the way we accomplish this is, on the extruder, we'll mount a mass flow weight hopper that has a load cell on it that measures the rate that the material enters the process. In this case, we have 3 different size hoppers depending upon your extrusion rate, and we capture the rate that the material is entering the system or the extruder, and with that we also capture the rate that the material is leaving the process. In this case, we have an example of a cast film line where we measure the speed of the haul-off device so that we know how fast the material is coming out. And with these 2 measurements, the speed of the system and the weight loss going into the system, we can calculate what the extruder speed should be and what the haul-off speed should be to maintain a constant weight per length. The operation of the system is very simple. There's a recipe that the operator enters, and he simply enters how fast he wants to run the line and how many pounds per foot he'd like the product to end up being. It's a completely automatic system. It removes any of the variation that comes from screen pack clogging for bulk density, material variations in the ingredients that go into the system. So we're happy to introduce this year this new extrusion control system for monolines as well as co-extrusion lines. And we'll be able to handle up to 12 extruders on this application.